Hello, and as this is the first offering of 2026, Happy New Year. I have some good news to share with this taster for what is to come in Series 4, which starts in a few weeks' time. The charity Plant Heritage, the home of the National Plant Collections, is close to my heart. I've been a trustee since 2024. Many episodes of our plant stories have featured National Collection holders with their deep knowledge and passion for their plants. Mona with her Carokias, Colin with the Yuccas. The Royal Horticultural Society have just announced that this year in the RHS Chelsea Flower Show 2026, Plant Heritage has an all-about plants garden, sponsored by Project Giving Back and supported by the Shanley Foundation. Plant conservation is going to be taking centre stage in this Plant Heritage Missing Collector Garden. So, over the coming weeks in the Offshoot episodes, I'll be following the progress of creating the garden, finding out what it means to be a collection holder, alongside a whole range of new plant stories. It is an exciting moment for Plant Heritage. I spoke to Chief Executive Gwen Hines and to the three designers, Will Murray, Kate Campbell and Sally Ann Rees, the Planting Design Collective, who explained how it all happened.
I hadn't come across this idea of missing collections before, and I found it really interesting that some of our really well-known and loved garden plants like Verbascum and Aquilegia are currently not within a collection. And I love this idea, this sort of call out to new collectors to come forward to protect these plants. And I think Will had found the Project Giving Back press release about it being the last year of funding.
And they were looking for all about plants gardens which were connected to plants. So lots of the charities at Chelsea obviously don't always have a plant or garden connection. So we sort of thought Plant Heritage are a really perfect fit for an all about plants garden. Plant Heritage have had presence at Chelsea for quite a long time in the marquee, but never a show garden.
And then I guess the next step was Sally sitting in her hairdresser phoning up the CEO of Plant Heritage.
Thanks, Kate.
With her foils in.
It was one of those mad sort of afternoons. We'd talked about the garden. I think we were all really busy at the time and we knew that the deadline was coming up. And I think we'd sort of think, is it going to happen? Is it not? And we had like 2 or 3 days left and we hadn't got to that point of contacting the charity. And I was literally Friday afternoon in the hairdressers with my foils in, and I had 45 minutes for the colour to cook. And I thought, I don't know, I'll Google the number, and I thought I'm going to get possibly like a PA who might pass a message on, or more likely the answering machine. And it was hello, and I said, hi, I need to speak to somebody about maybe a show garden. And I was thinking, why have I done this? I haven't even got a coherent sentence. And this person went, well, hello, I'm Gwen and I'm the new CEO, and it's something we've been thinking about.
My immediate reaction was yes, definitely. I think I'd been thinking already about should we, would we do a garden for Chelsea? We were at Chelsea in 2025 and it was my first Chelsea working on the stand, and we saw the amazing reaction from the public as they found out more about the National Collections. But we need to cut through to so many more people. The work that National Collection holders do is amazing. They are volunteers, they are passionate about plants, they work so hard on their collections. And together they're now looking after 100,000 plants for all of us. We all benefit. And I want that work to be seen on a world stage by people all across the UK, on TV, but also around the world. And as well, of course, the people who come and see the garden at Chelsea itself.
We came up with this concept of the missing collector. So it's not just collections that are missing. You need collectors to hold these new collections. So that idea of the missing collector led us on this sort of path of, it sounds like it sort of be quite a mysterious, atmospheric garden. So then it's mood boards, it's getting sort of rough visuals. So our very first sort of creative process was putting together this visual or this mood board that really set the tone of the garden, and it still does.
I think the feeling and the atmosphere of the garden's been the same from the beginning, which has been good. Like, we've stuck with our themes and that's helped guide us.
One of our missing collections plants for this year, for 2026, is wallflowers. Wallflowers are a really common flower. People talk about their favourite flower. So when I was a child, I'm one of 5 children. We were each given a small patch of the garden and chose plants. I chose wallflowers. So actually, the fact that there is no national plant collection at the moment of wallflowers is really sad. And so we're looking for people to come forward and start a national collection of wallflowers. And people think it has to be just a rare or unusual plant. And the point of the national collection is to have a variety of different wallflowers within that collection, because it's the diversity of the flowers, but also the diversity of the genes within the collection that really matters. So that's an example of something that we totally take for granted. But if tomorrow they went out of fashion, nobody was growing them, nobody was buying them, they disappear. And when they're gone forever. You can't get them back because they are each unique in terms of their genetics. So we need to keep them growing. We need to keep caring for them, sharing them with other people. Otherwise, they can disappear.
One such plant that has disappeared, last listed in the Plant Finder in 2014, is Clematis Miriam Markham, and it will be featured in the first episode of the new season.
It's a lovely pink variety. Apparently it starts off single and then goes double. I think it's similar to the Macropetala Markham's pink, but not a Macropetala. I'm speaking to people, I know it's been around in cultivation in the last few decades, but it's not commercially available now. But Ernest Markham still is. Markham's pink is, but they're definitely distinct plants. And it was named posthumously after Ernest Markham died, but for Miriam.
When you're thinking about it, do you ever kind of wonder, have a vision of where she might be?
Probably in a private garden. You know, there's gardens all over the place. I can imagine it's just someone that grew clematis in the someone older, definitely. Unfortunately, it's not going to be in a younger person's garden because it's just not commercially available. There's a theory that there could be kind of a band of older clematis varieties that were moved about and commercialized kind of 50 years ago that made their way out of Britain to Eastern Europe, out to New Zealand or Australia, or those places where it kind of the industry expanded and then contracted slightly. So those heritage varieties are still in existence out there, but strange things have happened. Varieties turn up in people's gardens all the time, so fingers crossed that Miriam's still out there somewhere.
The search for Clematis Miriam Markham by Sam Fry, a gardener at Gravetye, will be our first plant story of Season 4. Remember, you can keep up with all my news on the blog on the Our Plant Stories website. There are over 60 previous episodes available now, and the first new one for Season 4 will be in mid-February. Happy New Year!